Hello guys, welcome to Dr. Class. In the last few sessions we were discuss about the introduction of cytology as well as we divide cell into different heads like a prokaryotic, like eukaryotic. But now the time is come to understand this prokaryotic in detailed manner as well as eukaryotic in detailed manner. So first of all we will going to start the prokaryotic. So let's go for the introduction of prokaryotic. So as we discussed that the prokaryotic, the term itself having a two particular words, the one is a pro and second one is a karyo. Here pro is stand for the primitive, or you can say it is an initiative, and the karyo means the nucleus. These are the cell in which the nucleus is the primitive type. What do you mean by primitive type? In our cells, like you can say eukaryotic, we found the well-developed nuclear membrane surrounding the genetic material. But in this particular type of cell, what we found that the genetic material is opened up like a double-stranded DNA chains. So they are devoid of nuclear membrane and called as a nucleoid. So this kind of cells are known as the prokaryotic cell. As we learned in the previous sessions that this kind of prokaryotic cells are also unicellular. All the prokaryotes are the unicellular and they will put under the kingdom of Monera. And as we also discussed that the Monera kingdom mainly composed of the bacteria. So you can say the kingdom Monera itself, it is the world of bacteria. But all bacteria are not similar to each other. As we discussed that the prokaryotic were firstly emerged on earth before 4.5 billion years, sorry, not a 4.5 billion years, right? 4.5 billion years is the origin of earth, but it was, or you can say prokaryotic was emerged on earth before 3.7 to 3.8 billion years ago. And that time, at that particular time, the atmosphere of earth, the climate of earth was so much drastical, and at that particular condition the bacteria was known as the archaebacteria. The other one, afterward what happened? The climatic condition was changed. The oxygen was emerged due to what? Due to the cyanobacteria, which are the photosynthetic bacteria. Okay, cyanobacteria, and we know cyanobacteria as a BGA as well, which is the blue-green algae, and as well as we know about the modern bacteria. Modern bacteria are also known as a eubacteria. So in this particular chapter, we will discuss about the structure related with the eubacteria. But what about the archaebacteria and BGA? So don't worry, we will also discuss the archaebacteria and BGA in the chapter 2 biological classification. So let us start with the types of bacteria. So here we will only look on the types of the eubacteria. So they are the coccus. If the bacteria have round shape, this is a type of bacteria according to what? Here the base is the shape. On the basis of shape we can divide the bacteria into four headings: the coccus, bacillus, vibrio and the spirally. So the coccus are the round shaped bacteria, bacillus are the rod shaped bacteria, then the vibrio are the coma shaped bacteria, and the spirales are the spiral shaped bacteria. Is it clear? So let us understand. Before that, you have to understand that this kind of bacteria have a very unique feature to colonization. In the certain condition, they can bind with each other and make thread, they can make colony, large colony. But don't be confused here. Afterward, what you have to question, the many of people get questioned that these are the bacteria joined together, so now they are the multicellular. No. They are the multicellular means what? The tissue form, or you can say multicellular means when the individual cell cannot exist, when the individual cell cannot be exist their life, or you can say run their life, then and then only they are called as a multicellular. But if you will separate these two bacteria, they can also run their life. Why? Because they only and only colonize for the purpose of protection. Why? Because the individual existence can be threatened to any of organisms. So for that they can bind together, so the range of protection will be increased. Clear? So that is the idea of colonization. So now let us look here that this is the figure. this is a figure of the bacilli bacteria, which are the rod-shaped bacteria here. So the rod-shaped bacteria, also known as a bacillus bacteria, clear. So example of bacilli bacteria are the lactobacilli. The lactobacillus bacteria. The lactobacillus bacteria is the responsible bacteria to convert milk into the curd. Okay, so the bacteria who convert milk into curd is known as the lactobacillus bacteria. They are the rod-shaped bacteria. Another main important example is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which is the TB bacteria, also known as acid-fast bacilli. Acid-fast bacilli. Why bacilli? Because they are rod-shaped bacteria. Is it clear? But many of the time what we find that this kind of bacteria can form the chain, the straight chain. They are known as now the streptobacilli. When the bacteria make a straight chain, then it is known as a streptose, right? So these are the streptobacilli. So these are some extra NCERT examples you have to remember. We will look it on the class 12th as well. So now let's look on a different one. So this is the coccus bacteria. Now coccus bacteria can be in the one, so they are known as a micrococci. When they form a channel, then it is known as a streptococci. When they make a channel, then it is known as a streptococci. When the two coccus bacteria merge together and form a union, then it is called as a diplococci. Now you have to remember a very important thing, that the diplococcus are very dangerous. They are the one of the dangerous bacteria. Why? Because diplococci pneumoniae is the bacteria who can create a very high grade pneumonia inside a human blood, right? Now human body, sorry. So basically the colony of bacteria, the random colony of bacteria is known as the staphylococcus. They are known as the staphylococcus, right? So here what we look on the micrococcus, streptococcus, diplococcus as well as the staphylococcus. Here the streptococcus and staphylococcus are very common bacteria which are involved in the diseases like tonsils, sore throat and so on, right? So this is all about the coccus bacteria. The next one is the vibrios. The vibrios are the group of bacteria which are responsible for the diseases like a cholera, and they are the coma shape. And the example is the Vibrio cholerae. I think you all might know about that. The next one is the spiral shape bacteria, and they are known as a spirae. So this is enough for today. If you like our initiative, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Jai Hind.